knights on their steeds, orc war bands ready for their wicked deeds. I'll show you all the tricks, the blends and the glaze, little pain and secrets from my hobby days. No pressure here, just hang and chat, share stories of battles and pain mishaps. We laugh, we learn, mix colors on the fly, watching warbands grow beneath the brush as time goes by. Every stroke and every color tells a tale, from victory's glory to the warrior's trail, with the thread of chaos on the rise. The heroes tell no lies, with their blades in hand. It's time to purge this evil from the land. So crack a beer, join the crew, let the colors flow. Big D's brush is live, yeah, welcome to the show. Let's paint!
Hello everyone. Oh, welcome in. Hopefully this time we have success, I hope. And not hopefully I can be heard. Mic is working. Excellent, there we go. Not a failure like yesterday's was. Green Eye, the Rain Beers on par with your drink. I actually quite like them. It's definitely I say it's just very similar to so this is I'm not sure if this is actually an IPA. I think this is just a straight up lager. But as lager goes, it's actually really nice. Like I say, it's just got like a little bit of has a little bit of like I say, again, it's a festive beer, so it has like a. Well, I'll have a look now. I was reading here. See ingredients in bold. So water, malted barley, yeast hops, zutane, I think it is, and waza. So it says. Well, Brewdog don't just do. I've actually found out they do just a straight up. They do straight up. Just a straight up lager. They've got two. They've got a lager that's called just cold beer, and then they've got another lager that's called Lost, L-O-S-T, Lost. But I've never tried it. But that's just like a straight up lager. So my guess is that would be like essentially like a Carling or a Foster's, that kind of thing. Or the cold beer is probably like Carling, and then the Lost is like a Carlsberg, maybe like slightly higher APV or whatever. So I'm gonna crack this one open. I'm gonna pour myself this. Okay, we're gonna have a couple of these. The Nectar of the Gods. The Nectar of the Gods, Voodoo Ranger. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm not sure whether or not it's a what you would call it. Because it did look like at one point it was actually, you know, available in the UK. So I'm not sure whether or not if it's some kind of what do you call it, tariff thing or some kind of weird import export nonsense. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. We'll see. And it goes. So there we go, perfect pour. This is just a nice lager, really. I say the yeah, cold beer and Lost. I think they're basically like from what I understand, I think I spoke to a friend of mine about who's obviously quite big on his brew dogs. And he's like, you know, it's okay for what it is, but like I don't know about the ins and outs of that. I might have a quick look see in a minute, actually, to be fair, and see what's going on. I do believe that the people that or the company, rather, shall say, that brought Brewdog you know, I've actually saved quite a lot of obviously jobs by doing that. So I'm assuming some of those places will be the pubs. Let's have a look. Let me do a quick Google search. What will be the fate of Brewdog pubs? Okay, so according to this, quick, so Brewdog entered administration in March 2026, leading to the closure of 38 UK bars and 484 job losses. That's fucking. So with Tilray Brands, which is the company that's now brought them out, have acquired 11 bars out of the 38. So obviously there's still, what, 27 obviously in the ether, and the core brewing operations with 33 mil. While many sites closed, Tilray plans to reopen some, with 18 international / franchise bars remaining operational. So there you go. That's all that's been doodad so far. Five days ago, Brewdog to reopen closed pubs and revive distillery. Yes, and obviously they're in. There's Hey up, Mad Eye, how's it going, my friend? Welcome in. Look at that, bosh, bosh, bosh. Yeah, so there are plans, obviously, wheels in motion to get the pubs back open, it would seem. As I believe they were very popular places for people to go, you know, sports bars, activities, pool, that kind of thing, games. And then looked like there was in some really nice places as well. So yeah, I hope you know, all the best for them, and I hope they're able to you know, open them. Reopen, well, the majority. I don't think they'll ever be able to reopen all of them, but I have a feeling they will probably scale back slightly and maybe have in like major locations, maybe like 1 or 2 pubs. Because it says here that London has closed 9. Brewdog closes 9 pubs. So Brewdog had in London, but probably more than 9, but at least 9 have been closed. But obviously London's a big place. But yeah, I'm assuming they'll just try and maybe keep it to. Let me just say this down. A little touch. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Okay, whatever. That'll do. Yeah. So So we'll see what will be. Hopefully they can maybe just downsize slightly and just restructure. I believe will be the key. Mad Eye, my friend. I hope you're okay. How are you? Oh. Welcome into the After Dark session. Oh, that's a nice lager. Just, I think just right for tonight. I think a nice little, like a light lager. And then I've got, obviously some Water and a Monster for tonight as well. If you're wondering what you're looking at in a minute, it's this the wet palette. I just thought I'd go through my, because I need to change the parchment paper on the wet palette. So I thought I'd just go through my process of go through my process of obviously preparing the wet palette for painting. So what I like to use, just for no other reason other than the fact that it's just easy. Matt, my friend, welcome in. Hello, how's it going? I've just got some a bottle of still water. This is not the one that I'm drinking, it's just another random bottle of still water. It's just obviously because it's obviously still, it's a pure water, so it won't make the hydration foam. It won't get that kind of like, I don't know, like tap water, like tends to obviously have like all sorts of bloody crap in it, you know. If you live in the UK especially, I think Green Eye can obviously attest to this, especially in certain areas. If you ever use a kettle with tap water, those things, your kettle soon scales up, you know. So yeah, it's just so I always recommend, getting yourself some actual some still water at least to drink, for drinking water. Yeah, so all I'm gonna do is just Green Eye, bless you. You know too well. Yeah, so just gonna use. I'm just gonna just basically gently and carefully just pour some water in. Let the hydration foam like soak up the water. Let it spread out. I'm pushing the because the foam. I'm basically what I'm feeling for is how like if I push down, you'll see that the because this hydration foam will sort of like, it starts off like a solid material. It's sort of, and then as you add water, as you hydrate it, it becomes pliable. And the idea here is I don't necessarily want to drown the foam in water, so I'm just seeing how much, when I press down, how much excess water there is that like seeps out. So I'm just gonna just maybe put another splash. To be fair, I could do with this. I probably could do with what do we call it? So it's starting to reactivate the water on the actual foam. Sorry, the paint that's actually soaked onto the doodah. One second. I'm not going far. Oh. Need to grab some kitchen roll. And there goes all of my all my stuff. Oh. We'll try again. This isn't really necessary, but I just like to try and get rid of some of that. These hydration pads They will last you a good long while. They last a long time. Again, depending on how much you, how often you paint. I mean, like I said, I had the previous version of the wet palette, and even after I'd used up the hydration pads, they give you 2 in a pack. Even when I'd used them up from all the painting I'd done over the, I just ended up using no, buddy. I mean, yeah, I'm a what you call, I'm a plain Jane, mate. I just go with the sugar-free one. I do try some different flavors now and again, but I just tend to stick with the sugar-free. Not that it's that much better for you, but yeah, it's just suits my needs. Alright, so there we go. So I've just got enough water in there now. And then at the minute, I'm just using, I've got loads of this stuff. Just ordinary greaseproof paper that I've cut into squares. Okay, and I'm just going to lay this into the, I do have some of the reusable sheets that come with the palette. I just don't want to like go through them like no one's business. You know what I mean? It's just because I tend to kind of like. I mean, I got like a huge roll of this. It's cheap. It's reused. You know, I can just basically once I've used it, I can spin it, and it's not an issue at all. You know what I mean? Obviously, the hydration, the actual Red Grass Games. Reusable hydration papers. You know, they're not obviously the cheapest thing in the world. So I'd rather maintain them as long as possible and just get for you and start using up all my greaseproof. So Matt, how is the Viking berry? Do you like it, buddy? Have you tried it? Oh. Tell you what, guys, I was starving, so I went and got myself. I just basically made myself like the biggest bowl of nachos in the world, basically. So I wolfed them down my neck before I started streaming. It's lovely. Okay, cool. Well, I'll keep an eye out for it if I see it, mate. Cherry Coke's obviously. You know, Cherry Coke is up there, you know, as one of the best, yeah, because you told me about that, haven't you, Green? I haven't personally tried that. Matt, have you given the, Cherry Crush a try there, buddy? Seems how you sound like you're a cherry guy. So there we go, my, there's one there for you to, check out there then, mate. Well, here are then, recommendation by Green Eye there, the, Dr. Pepper Cherry Crush, buddy. See if you can get hold of a bottle of that and give that a whirl. What am I going to be doing? Should we do some, don't know if I really feel like doing any kind of, I did start doing the, that green piece of armor there. I started, doing the highlights and stuff on that piece of armor. So that's looking quite nice. I've still got all these little areas to do to get to, I might just base coat these for now. Let's get these base coated. I'm not sure if I was in the actual, I didn't want to really sort of do any, I had to like really, any sort of fine detail, but let's keep it nice and chill. I might, grab the other horses in a minute and just start blocking in the main green areas that I want to be jade green. So I don't know how long we're going to be going for tonight. Maybe just a couple of hours. A little cheeky couple of hours. What do you reckon? Let me just try and get some light on there. I think I need to look into my setup a little bit, guys. I think I'm going to have to... maybe... look at altering it. I'm just gonna start picking out any of these dark green areas now with this base coat jade green. How is everyone? I hope I find everyone well on this Monday evening. Well, at least it is in the UK. What are we now? 9:25 in the evening in the UK. And not Monday, what do you call it? So Matt, last night, buddy, not a lot. I mean, not a whole lot. So essentially, last night I was just really I focused on getting this main armor plate here. I was sort of like getting that what do you call it? Painted up a little bit. I still got a lot of I wanted to get the bulk of the Lord Christo. Good evening, my friend. How are you? Welcome in. It's been a while. It's been a while there, buddy. It's been a hot minute. Thank you, buddy. They're getting there. So you know, I'm going for again. These are. I'm very good, Lord Christo. I'm very good. Thank you for popping in tonight, my friend. Thank you for joining. So yeah, Matt. I mean, obviously, I'm going for. These are for, you know, obviously an army. So I'm going for simple but effective. You know? A very simple but striking colour scheme that will work really well. That I can potentially do fairly, you know, relatively quick. Because the majority of the base coats is this gold, and then I can just fill in the bits in between with this jade green, basically. So yeah. Oh, Barons of War. Yeah, look, I've actually I've seen some stuff for that, Lord Christo. I mean, it's not some. Like I say, I've got a lot on my plate in the minute with. Obviously my Warhammer the Old World projects and stuff like that, but I like to watch the what you call it, Crown of Command podcast channel, and sorry, yeah, but he has a secondary channel which is called Swords and Saki, and he does and that's his like Barons of War dedicated channel, and I was watching him like paint up some pretty cool models. I'm sure, I think Chris Peach has as well. Peachy Tips, I'm pretty sure he's done some Barons of War. I know they've just not long done second edition, haven't they? I know it might have been a little while now, but I do know they've obviously done a second edition. But I like the, I definitely like the aesthetic of the game. You know, obviously like a lot of you know, medieval, you know, barded, you know, horses and stuff like that. I mean, the models absolutely would make for great. Oh, the second ed box set. Yeah. Cause I saw the Crown of Command. Well, sorry, I should say it's Swords and Saki, which is the channel that he does for Barons of War. But he did an unboxing of that set, and that looked like you get a good lot of figures in there. But yeah, I really like the aesthetic, and I think they would absolutely make for really good proxy models or alternative models for you know, a Bretonian army. Absolutely, 100%, they would look pretty cool, especially with in the rules that Bretonia have, like you know, two offshoot factions. You got like the exiled guys. So you have like what would it be called? Not disgraced, but knights who are now seeking you know, to reclaim their honor, basically, which is really, really cool. So I mean, those Barons of War knights, because they're very much like Crusader, you know, style. I think would make for great looking alternative sculpts. But I'm in hope, Lord Christo, that eventually, soon, well, at some point, that Games Workshop will get round to doing a whole new a refresh of the Bretonian models, because I would love to see some brand new models by them, 100%. This is why I quite like these the new Cathay models, because just like everything's all brand spanking new, and if I get like Bretonian horses that look, you know, anywhere close to this, which they will do, because obviously it's just but with like lots of barding and areas to do like lots of really cool heraldry and stuff like that, that'd be absolutely amazing. So I'm just basically, I'm just going around the model at the minute, just picking out areas that I can see. I just kind of, like how I don't really have an actual or logical progression, really. I'm just trying to get a lot of these areas covered with this, you'll see the instant change. Say for instance, like here, this darker turquoise, this dark green turquoise, which gently carefully just going between those that lining there, and just lay in some colour, just to help bring out the what you call it, the actual colour green that I'm after. But this the coal black that I put down as a base coat to lay this over the top of works so well, just works so well. And they say if you do sort of miss any, you can leave it in the shadows basically as a shadow colour. And that's a good thing as well, just when you come to pick colours, pick a nice natural looking shadow colour that if you do have it in the, you know, any areas that you do miss, well, it won't matter too much. It'll just look, it'll look natural, it'll look good. Just try to be careful there, and then knocking the microphone with my brush. I remember, if there's an area on the model, you know, that you're probably not gonna see, you know, don't worry so much about highlighting it. I like to do I'll probably do the shade color, a base coat, maybe one highlight, and that's it, you know. Trying to get them all done tonight so I can spray them tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. I know that feeling, pal. yesterday obviously I did a little doodle, what do you call it, like a little showing off the box of the new box of models that I took delivery of the other day. I can't really show very well, mate, but these are the new I've got a whole box here of 53 models, the new Grand Cathay Defenders of the Great Bastion reinforcement set. So there's 53 models there for me to get my teeth into at some point. But yeah, I hope you get through all the a little bit of speed building going on there. I think, little Christo, and then you can just stick them all on your spray stick or whatever it is you like to use, pal, and just yeah, give them a good priming ready, you know. I mean, I've got a lot of models on my on my unit here, my cabinet, my sort of cube storage unit that I have. There's a lot of models in there, mate, that are just essentially primed, fully assembled, with some basing materials and stuff on there as well. And then I just Zenithal prime them. And it just basically they're just there ready to get some paint on them, you know. Just there, I can just pick up a model, slap some paint on there. Because sometimes, you know, I don't feel like painting all that much, you know. I just want to have some music on, a podcast, maybe a TV show or something like that in the background, while I just assemble. I just do a big assemble sesh. I'll just get through like loads of models and just build them all. But I usually like to make sure I've got the movement trays for them as well. So I tend to, once I've got the movement trays, I can then start building and just getting them all magnetized and then into their movement trays. So like these guys here, I use one large rare earth magnet. I've got two smaller ones either side of it, and therefore, if I reach over, my movement tray here, a bit dusty, but so there's all my horses, like basically base coated, all the gold's done. Just got to start doing the green on them now. But they're, you know, magnetized, so that guy can just go in the middle there, ready to rock and roll. So yeah, so I kind of like I try to get all that done, and that always happens sometimes as well. Even though I'm using like a really good super glue, I think I've got the magnetic sheet that I'm using to magnetize the rare earth magnets to. I think it's just a little bit too strong. It pulls the magnets out sometimes. Never mind. No big deal. I have some 2-part 5-minute epoxy resin, that the Gorilla resin I can use anyway, just for a little bit of extra oomph if I need it. But for now, I think we're good. This guy's still a long way off from being needed to be magnetized, but sorry, to be put in the movement tray. But that's what I tend to do. I tend to make sure I've got all my movement trays all laid out, and then I just basically get all my bases ready, get them, make sure they're figured, and I just start gluing away, just start putting stuff together. With these newer models as well, like I'm gonna be trying to make sure I say this right and not do a Jonathan Ross to get my R's and my W's sounding the same, but the models are easier to rank up now these days with the increase in base sizes and just the way the models are designed now. I think just the bigger size, the size bases being now bigger, make it so much easier just to rank them up. I hope everyone else in chat is okay and having a good evening. Or wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is in the world, I hope you're having... we'll have a nice little after dark sesh. A little bit of synthwave in the background. You get to hear my voice just droning on and on. It would help if my hand was in the in shot as well, to be fair. So one thing I thought I could do, if I do this, and do this, and do this, and do this, so these horses are for a unit called the Jade Lancers. Who's me? Here's a little, just a little doodah, a little summary. So here's a little quote here on the old. I'm just reading this from the wiki. Oh, excuse me, I'm very. That's the nachos there. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yes, this is from the from the wiki on online. I don't have room to get my my arcane journal out to read from that while I'm painting, so I'll just read from the wiki, and the wiki says. So the quote says this: "Their thunderous charges are as fearsome within cramped city streets as they are upon the plains of war." So there's the little, the little, the little teaser there, the little, let me just, paint this little section here, and then we'll okay, so to be fair, that's for the doodah one. Matt, all good. The kids are asleep, had tea, and just chilling on old school RuneScape and watching. Oh, bless you, mate. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Warhammer Fantasy, there we go. Jade Lanterns, there's the wiki. Or there's the lexicon. Here we go. Right. Nice little short little thing to read here. So I'll read this while I just do this model. So let's talk about the Jade Lancers for a second. So what am I actually painting here? So, Jade Lancers are the elite cavalry of the armies of Grand Cathay, forming part of the warriors of Jade and Steel, and they are as well equipped as their infantry counterparts. Mounted atop sturdy Cathayan war horses, that's these guys here, they wear intricately crafted armour of polished steel and lacquered leather, and wield long-bladed cavalry spears beneath silken banners bearing the dragons of Grand Cathay. While the wealthiest cities such as Furchao and Weijin can field large contingents of these elite riders, even the most remote settlements in the south and west can usually muster at least one regiment. trained to fight not only on open ground, but also also in tight urban and rugged terrain. So that was the little thing earlier on. Jade Lancers are capable of delivering devastating charges through narrow alleyways, across bridges, tunnels, dense undergrowth, and even deep mud. So there you go. There's a little cool little doodah there. And that was it. That's a nice little doodah there. I mean, I'm sure there'd be more info in the arcane journal there, but I just don't have the what should we call it? There's no room for me to put the book out to read. So maybe one night I could do a what should we call it? Have a nice IPA or something, and maybe read from the lore. I think I might need to have a trip into town tomorrow and visit the my local art shop and just maybe grab another couple of these brushes just for a bit more accuracy. I tend to be quite, when I'm laying down like big areas of colour and stuff, I can be a little bit harsh on the brushes. So I think for some finer I need to pick up a new 000 brush, but I might be a bit more what do we call it with it when I go to pick one. When I go to select my 000 brush, I think I may be a bit more what's it called? A bit more scrutiny before I make my selection. Make sure the bristles are actually in good nick and not frayed or whatever. It's got a little bit of green on that gold there. I'm just going to run my brush over it quick just to try and... There we go. It's no big deal. I say you just go over with. I always thought you're always going to do a little touching up here and there after you've painted little areas like that. But it gets easier to do that because you're literally just taking the smallest amount of colour on your brush and just literally putting it onto the little area that you've gone over slightly. It's like here, for instance. I'm not afraid to show my mistakes, but you see here, this gold scale mail. You see this the green area, this jaded green area, this decoration is a kind of a love heart, has that sort of love heart shape at the top. There's or an M, like a curvy M, or if you're drawing like you know, like when you draw like a really easy bird in a picture, you'll do like a kind of like a curvy M for like the wings and stuff. You'll see that in the what do you call it, like the curve made by that, just where the armor is there's a little bit of green where I've gone over. So I just need to go in there with the darkest my dark metallic color, and I'll get that on a size 000 brush, and I'll literally place the brush as far away from there as possible, and then just moving gently and just tap against that so I don't lose that defining edge. What I'll do first, obviously, is make sure that I painted this green section fully first. There we go again, just a little bit of this was me. I don't think having nachos is probably the best idea to eat before a stream. But I was in the mood for nachos, so I had nachos. There's no airs and graces on this stream. Better than a Vindaloo. I don't think I'd be able to have any kind of a curry or whatever before any kind of stream. To be fair, and not just because of the what do we call it itself, but also just the fact that I think it's it would just be too heavy. It'd be too heavy for me to eat before a stream. I'd be so bloated. There we go. Is that done? So while this fucking song kicks in. The general gist of the, obviously, if you can probably hear it, was the this is like a horror mix or whatever, and obviously it's a lot of the stuff they were showing there was scenes from like horror movies and stuff where the you know, the person in peril's trying to like get the car to start. You know that cliche scene in any horror movie where they get in the car and they try to start the car and the car won't turn over or whatever. You know, it's just that. So it's just, this is basically a compilation of all those kind of scenes, basically. I think one of those was from Tremors, and I think one was from what do we call it, Halloween or something like that. I think like that. We all know the horror movie cliches by now. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really think much to that. The third Halloween film they did, the newer ones, Halloween Ends. I didn't really think much to it at all. It was like a really weird film. They were trying. I don't know what they're trying to do. It was like it had nothing to do with Michael Myers hardly at all. It was like some weird like Bonnie and Clyde type film or whatever, you know. But anyway, the one thing I did actually appreciate in that film, though, was when they actually, you know, when they... Yeah! What I was going to say, at least I appreciated the fact that in the film, when the film was... let me start again. When the film finally remembered that it was a Halloween film and was supposed to be about Michael Myers, and at the end when he obviously attacks Laurie Strode in the house or whatever, when they get him, you know, on the table and they stab him, whatever, they actually, like, you know, start to basically... I don't mind if there's like a little sub thing or whatever, but literally the whole film like stops for Act 2 to be this romance film. And then it remembers that it's a Halloween film. It's just really weird. But yeah, they actually, at the end when they've got him on the table, they actually, like, use the knife to, like, slash his wrists and stuff, don't they? Like, they try and get him to bleed out, basically. And then the entire community, you know, get together, put him in the car, in a truck, don't they? Or a car, or whatever it is. Then, like, basically take him to the junkyard, the car compactor. They get him crushed, don't they? or they chop him, whatever they can put him in a grinder or something, don't they? So I'm like, yeah, that's what you should do. Like, don't. I always hate it when they shoot the guy, he's on the ground, and then they turn around, the guy's gone. It's like, yeah, because you didn't like shoot him in the head, like shoot him in the head like 50 times, and then slit his throat, and then yeah, he's hacked up. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying though. But they never do that in films normally. It's like, oh, I shot him in the chest. If it was me and I had some maniac coming after me or whatever, and I had access to a weapon where I could, you know, shoot the guy in the fucking head, I'll shoot him in the head, like, over and over and over. If it's between me being murdered by a psychopath or me being alive, they're getting, you know... Grenade. Yeah. Boom. Well, that's the thing, though. They always shoot the guy. They shoot the killer. They run outside to the police or whatever, or to their mum or dad or best friend or whatever. They'll run out. They go, oh my god, he's inside. And the cops go in there, and it's like, there's no one there. And it's dun dun dun. Oh no! And then the second film happens. I'd be like, right. You're getting like 80 bullets in your head, and then I'm going to get the biggest knife I can find. I'm going to slice your throat. I'm going to chop your hands off. I'm going to cut your feet off with an axe so you can't walk. So even if you do somehow come back alive again, you ain't walking anywhere because you got no feet. Distinguishedly, chainsaw, yeah. Yeah, the chainsaw. Just cut the legs, cut the knees, everything. Just make it so they can't, let's get rid of you for a start. How the fuck do I... Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know how to do it on my one. Maybe I'll do it on my actual Twitch itself. How do I, But yeah, 100%. Yeah, I would literally just what do you call that? I would just basically like just disembody the. Oh, there we go. Got it. I would disembody. Yeah, I never got into the Hostel movies. I think the Hostel movies. Oh God, what was that? Who was that? Who? What? Where? Why? When? But I would say. Oh, thank you, Silent Jess Plays. Thank you very much for the follow. What was I say? Sorry, I'm gonna try to say to you. Yeah, Hostel was just too mean, too cruel. There's just, it was, I don't know. It's just like, just torture, it's just a torture film. That's all that is. There's no. And The Hills Have Eyes, I think I've seen like the original years ago, but I don't have like any kind of vivid memories of it at all. None. No vivid memories of that film. I remember it all being very fucking, you know. Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah, they were like what do you call it? It was all inbred, wasn't it? Yeah, they were inbred type things or whatever. All fucking, it was all weird. I'm not a big fan of just straight up torture films. But I make an exception with things like Saw, because Saw is like, they still have a chance to like get out of the trap and stuff. It's not just an immediate doodah or whatever. There's actually, you know, thingy behind it. There's actually consequences behind it and stuff like that. Whereas like Hostel was just fucking mean. A mean film. Oh yeah, no, I don't know where I stopped. To be fair, what was the last saw? Well, I saw Spiral, which I thought was okay. They tried to do something different. Chris Rock was quite good at that, to be fair. And they did, was it not Jigsaw, or whichever the one they did recently. But that was like a prequel. But I don't know. I just think it's one of those. For me, I mean, in my opinion, Saw 1 is like still the best Saw. And if they just left it at Saw 1, that'd have been like, I'd have been okay with that. Do you know what I mean? But thank you again to Silent Jess Plays. Thank you for following. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Yeah. I remember being like, obviously, this is obviously like a whatchamacallit thing. Obviously, I was like a kid. I was born in the 80s, obviously, so I was a child in the 80s, but I always remember like watching stuff, obviously that that I probably really shouldn't have been watching at a certain age, but again, it's just one of those things that sort of that you just did anyway, and I never had any issues. I was never affected by it, you know. I was never really scared. I had maybe like the odd nightmare or whatever here and there, but I think there's the thing that it's that there's that little bit of with children. Some children, it's good to have a scare once in a while. But obviously, again, like reassured, you're safe and stuff. I was always watching it with like either my granddad or my nana would be there or whatever. Yes, what I'm saying is I'm not a secret psycho, 100%. I have no dead bodies, no body parts in jars or anything like that. There's nobody underneath my floorboards. I was able to watch. I think one of the first horror films. I'm pretty sure, like one of the first horror films. I remember sort of vividly, kind of like the first couple of horror films I ever watched, and that was obviously they would have been at my granddad's. But I always remember A Nightmare on Elm Street, like the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I always remember watching that so vividly because my granddad had it recorded, I think, off of TV. No, not off TV. He actually had the video for it. Or it was some tape he had. Yeah, Alien. Yeah, 100%. I remember watching that. I watched Alien at my Nana and Granddad's. But yeah, I remember Nightmare on Elm Street. Because I always remember the opening scene for that film is always in my head. And that's the scene where at the start where it says like New Line Cinema or whatever, and then it shows you see like Freddy making the glove, basically, like grabbing the bag, grabbing the tools, and starts making his glove, and then the film starts. So I always remembered that as a kid. Yeah, the old chest bursters. I remember seeing like so many random horror films at my Nana and Granddad's. It was good stuff. It was fun. It was good. I turned out alright. The thing is, of course, as a kid, I didn't just watch. I wasn't just sat there watching like horror movie after horror movie after horror movie after horror movie. I always watched like variation as a kid. I just liked watching films. I liked watching programs. I liked watching. I liked just being sort of. I absorbed, entertainment basically. I enjoyed it. I've been watching game shows with my nana. I've been watching horror films with Granddad or westerns with Granddad. With my uncle, we watch things like the Police Academy movies. We'd watch Carry On. Do you know what I mean? So it was always, it was a variation. For me, films were films. I always kind of understood, that it was a film. It was like pretend, you know, makeup, that kind of thing. But that's how you know, when you think about it, like, that's how people are inspired to, you know, do certain professions, you know? So you have, like, you know, special effects people, makeup people, you know, who do, like, gore and fake blood and, you know, that kind of cool stuff. That's fun, man. That's really fucking fun. So I think as a kid, you kind of like that stuff. You like getting, as a kid, you like getting messy. You like goo, you know, goo and, I always remember like buying like slime, you know, as a kid, like buying like, you know, a tub of the Ghostbusters slime you used to be able to buy and stuff like that. Just, yeah, just all that kind of cool stuff. But I remember watching Alien. Fuck, you know. I think to be fair, I think Alien 2. So Aliens, should I say, for those that are obviously making sure that I'm being correct with my thingies there. But Aliens, for me, it was always the scene with at the end, towards the end, when you think it's all done and dusted, and then Bishop gets the alien queen's, you know, it's a shock horror type thing. The alien queen stabs Bishop through the stomach and then, you know, rips him apart. But of course, he's an android. He's an android, a synthetic. Do you remember this stuff? Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. I remember that. I remember all that kind of really cool stuff. But yeah, that was one of the sort of first kind of scenes to in a film that actually did shit me up as a kid, was when Bishop gets ripped in half by the alien queen, should I say. Yeah, fake chocolate cigarettes. Yeah. I remember all that stuff. It was just such a different time. I remember being able to, from the shop, being able to buy fake blood capsules and stuff. Used to get like, there used to be like a little, I don't know what it was, but it was like a little section where they would, used to sell, like, joke stuff. So you got like things like itching powder, yeah, the fake blood capsules, you've got all sorts of random little bits. Yes, I remember buying the fake blood capsules one time, but they were fucking, you know, you get many of them. Oh god, bit. But yeah, that was such a cool time. Because as a kid, I used to love going through my granddad's like video collection, VHS collection. He had like all sorts of like random films. Like you used to get like a lot of films in the really big VHS clamshells. Like there were big clamshell boxes, like cool, like yeah. I remember that a lot of the films, though, the front covers were very misleading. That's for sure. Very, very misleading. Oh, this film looks cool. You put the film on, it's nothing like the doodah. In fact, 1 second. I will show you a prime example of this. I will show you a prime example. Give me 2 seconds. Here we go. Let me just give that paint time to dry for a minute. Okay, right. So this is a prime example. This film popped into my head recently because it's actually a film that I would like to do a little drink-along fan commentary style type thing on my second channel that I want to do for like I say, random little things that are like in my mind or whatever, like movie watch-alongs, that kind of thing. Reactions. Let me just give me 2 seconds. I'll find the picture and then I will show you. Okay. This is a movie I remember fondly. I watched it recently, like last year sometime. Excuse me. It was one of these films that I watched at my granddad's. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Oh god, that bloody beer's coming back with a vengeance. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna put in just for UK. No, no, no. There it is. Right, here we go. Okay, this will do. That'll do. This should do. This should be fine. Right, so. Oh, I'm probably best off doing this one actually. I might be best off doing this one. I think the other one's a bit too big, it'll just take up all the screen. Okay, there we go, that'll do. Right, so, add image to screen. Image. Yes, that's okay. Browse. Desktop. Seven 1D. That one. Okay, here we go. Okay, boom. Right, okay, this is quite small now. So this here, this is the French one for the looks of things though, so it's fine. The front cover's the same. It's just that obviously it was a UK VHS, so it had like the UK BBFC 18 symbol here. So here was the film that I went rummaging through my granddad's VHSs. Was this film here called Deathstalker 2? It was called Duel of the Titans. Okay, and you got this really cool front cover, very evocative art. That's what I was thinking. But like, yeah, you got like a warrior here with a halberd, you know, whatever, and then this lady here, obviously, who's obviously, you know, it must be summer where they are, that's for sure. Maybe they're on the beach or something. Do you know what I mean? And she's got a really cool. I think that's like a Felchon or a scimitar. No, it's a Felchon, I think. But okay, so I thought this looks really cool. This looks really. But as a kid, I was like, because it reminded me a lot of a game front cover, which obviously they're not as scantily clad as that, but I remember a game for the Mega Drive called Golden Axe. One second. Yeah. Yeah, okay, whatever. Right, so I'll remove that one. Yeah, remove image 2, plus image, I'll get to the point in a second, right? I'll get to the point. So 1 second now. Just bear with me. It's a valid story. I'm going to tell you, especially when you. Okay, so here's the front cover for Golden Axe. Okay. Oh, it's a bit big. Let me just shrink it down a bit. So again, very evocative, yeah. So you got a hero, muscles. Actually, to be fair, the front cover is quite Just that's if you look at that. So again, so it reminded me of this. I thought, oh my god, like this is actually a kid's game, you know. So it was obviously thingy, but she was obviously a Valkyrie or whatever. So it was, you know, it was the 80s. It was swords and sorcery. So it reminded me of this a lot. I thought, oh cool. So this is the film. So this film's gonna be like that. Now let me find you an actual screenshot. Bear in mind, obviously I'll talk about this during my watch along for the film. But keep in mind the picture I showed you, the front cover, right? Okay, I've got a picture here. Save image. Save. Here we go. Here you go. So remember that front cover? You know, you had the guy there, the halberd. You had the warrior woman with a falchion or whatever it was, scimitar type weapon. Here are the characters in the actual film. Are you ready? Let's be fair, the guy's, you know, okay in that, but yeah. Do you see the sort of discrepancy there? So you have that, and then you have and then yeah. Oh, Matt, you cheeky sod. Yeah, so there you go. So, you know, here's the video this is the videotape that I put in. And this is what I got. And to be fair, I will tell you something right now. The film is tons of fun. It is a very cheeky, tongue-in-cheek, sword and sorcery movie. Yeah, low budget. But it has a sense of humour to it. It's a very cheeky sense of humour film. And just for the record, she does actually get her clothes off at one point for those that are interested. But yeah, it's actually a pretty good. It's just fun. It's a fun film. So even as a kid watching the film, I was like entertained by it. I thought it was just so much fun, and the theme tune is cracking as well. The theme tune is absolute cracker, like for the movie. But that was Deathstalker 2. Now, when I actually got round to watching Deathstalker 1 several years later, like Deathstalker 1 is. So Deathstalker 1 is essentially a knockoff of Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I'd say it's a bit more darker than that film. Deathstalker, who's the main character in that film, does not give a fuck about anyone really. This second film with a different actor, they made him a bit more, you know, cheeky, tongue-in-cheek, a bit more of a Robin Hood type thing in a way, a bit more jokey. Has a bit more sense of humour to it, not as mean-spirited or whatever. So yeah, so it's a fun movie I have fond memories of. I used to watch it all the time at Grandad's. So whenever I used to go there, I'd always put it on just to watch it because I thought it was just a fun film. So, yeah, that was quite funny. But I always remember having vivid memories of going through my granddad's videos, his videos, and seeing movies with front covers, and the front covers were not representative of what the films were at all. Not every film I watched had nudity. To be fair, I was surprised it had like nudity in it. But again, it's not like what do you call it? It's not mean-spirited like nudity or whatever like that. It's just like it is what it is. Like, you know, obviously the main hero and the main woman get it on at one point. That's, you know, it's just fair to say. But yeah, what do you call it? No, good film. But the point was obviously being misled by all these front covers for movies that just weren't representative of the actual of the content. To be fair, I was like, why is the guy not in it that I saw in the front cover? Why has he not got a really cool weapon and all this kind of stuff? You know. And fair play to the lass as well. She can't really, she isn't the best of, best of actresses, but they do have a bit of good little bit of, like I say, it's free on YouTube, so I think I would be able to do a, some kind of watch along or whatever, where you know you can find it for free. So if I end up doing that at some point, you know, you can just watch it and just hear me talk about it, really, and talk about my memories of it. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I found out is that so the company that made the movies, Deathstalker, like Deathstalker, Deathstalker 2, I think they made 4 together, but 2 is the black sheep. Because 1, 3, and 4 are much more of the same tone. Much more, a bit more serious, a bit more, I won't say necessarily mean-spirited, but it's a bit more, they're nowhere near, 2 is like the black sheep. 2 was like, yeah, very, very different film. And yeah, just, so anyway, sorry, the company would use, I think it was like some French artist. I think they like brought like a book that had loads of artwork in it, and they basically just used the artwork and then put their, I think they must have paid for the rights to use it, obviously, but they just used a piece of pre-existing artwork and then slapped their film title on it. That was it, basically. Excuse me. That's the story behind that, anyway. A little bit of oh, that's better. A little bit of memory lane there. I think there's one of the front covers. I think it might be the front cover for Deathstalker 1. And the front cover of that has like Deathstalker like versus some giant fantasy ogre. Memory lane. Oh dear. Where is the front cover for Deathstalker 1? Doesn't really matter too much. But in that, literally, the front cover for that has him going against the giant ogre. Well, I'm pretty sure. No, I don't. Well, there is an ogre in the film, but it doesn't look anything like it does on the front cover at all. Oh god. But yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. Is it Boris Vallejo, I think it was, who did the artwork? Yeah, there we go. Boris Vallejo artwork. Yeah, that's the guy. So yeah, obviously, if anyone's interested in really cool, like, fantasy style artwork, I tend to look at it now and again because it's good inspiration for miniature painting, especially for the some of the colours and stuff used. Oh, there you go then. Oh, Matt, you cheeky devil. And yeah, it turns out, yeah, I think probably. Well, I noticed Boris Vallejo, but a lot of his artwork was in a really cool book. Like, he does like all sorts. He did the front cover for a very well-known exploitation film called Barbarella. That's quite a big one. That was a quite evocative piece of artwork there. He didn't just do, like, you know, scantily clad stuff. He did do so for instance, he did the artwork for National Lampoon's Vacation. Yeah, his artwork was used for a lot of stuff. A lot of books use his artwork as well. Novels and lots of fantasy stuff, sci-fi. There's some Marvel stuff. There's a Superman picture here. Superman versus Darkseid. Like, fully painted by him. Like, it's really cool. Really, really cool. X-Men artwork. Batman. Yeah, they're really, really cool. Really, really cool. Yes, there you go. Trust me, but I always remember. Oh, he did some Star Wars artwork as well. I never seen. I've never seen barbed wire. I always heard about it, but I never saw it. I just remember seeing like a lot of like cheesy, low budget, like knockoff movies and stuff back in the day, because obviously those VHSs and stuff were like cheaper and easier to get hold of. So you know what I mean. So I always remember like seeing like a lot of cheesy knockoff movies. And of course, whenever a big film would come out, there'd always be a knockoff of that film anyway. So it was always like they'd always in an attempt to trick, people that are not fully switched on, tricking them into thinking that was actually like the new movie or whatever. But I always remember when the Woolworths was still a thing, you could actually go into a brick and mortar Woolworth shop. And this is obviously going back a few years now. In 2007, when Transformers, the Michael Bay movie, came out, I always remember in Woolworths there being a film called Transmorphers. And the front cover was basically trying to rip off Transformers. So it was like, again, it was to try and trick people into buying the movie by mistake or whatever, thinking it's hi Timmy or whatever, I've got you Transformers, and they go yay, and they watch it. It's like, listen, Transformers, that's not Optimus Prime. It was actually it was basically it was a I remember seeing like some people obviously like a lot of like reviewers, like comedy like movie reviewers online, obviously back in the day, a lot of comedy, like the ones who do it for like I watched a couple where they actually did do a review of it, and it was some weird post-apocalyptic film that had obviously like machines. So it was basically more of a knockoff of Terminator. It was more of a knockoff of Terminator than if anything else. But it was like Terminator crossed with Transformers, because the robots did like, not transform, but they transmorphed. But there's loads. Oh fuck's sake, not again. There was loads of those kind of films. Even silly films, like the Sherlock Holmes. Like, I think when the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes came out all those years ago, there was a knockoff version of it. But because obviously Sherlock Holmes is public domain, you know, there's they can do that. You can make, you know, if I wanted to, I can make a Sherlock Holmes film or web series or whatever, because it's public domain. So it's owned, yeah, it's publicly owned. And your film is definitely a different type of film there, Green Eye. I'm sure that's not Optimus Prime. I don't know if anyone else remembers this, but I always remember there being this, like, really scary, I did indeed, but it was a, I just remember there being this really scary advert for, piracy videos. I don't know if anyone out there remembers it. It might be, I'm pretty sure it might be like a UK one or whatever. But basically, so the dad goes to the mum, like, I managed to get that movie for whatever the lass's name was or whatever. And the mum's like, oh, she'll be so happy she can, like, watch that now while I do the, you know, washing or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And the dad's like, I've got to go to work now, honey, bye, or whatever. And she's like, bye. And then he goes. Then she's like, goes to the daughter, like, got that movie for you. She's like, yay. And he goes, I'll put it on for you. And she goes, yeah, or whatever. Right, I'll be in the other room or whatever. Watch your movie. And then the movie starts, and it's like normal. And all of a sudden it like cuts, and it's like all of a sudden like the I mean it turns into like a snuff movie or something. And the kid's face just drops, and it's like, you don't know where you get your films from or whatever. Be careful, like, buy a genuine video or whatever. I'm like, oh my god, like, terrorize the hell out of people. But I think they always used to be really heavy-handed with. Can I find it? Let me see if I can find it, because that'd be piss funny just to. Let me see if I can find that. Let me type in YouTube. I'm going to put in scary piracy That's the thingy one. That's like the devil one. That one used to terrify the hell out of me. What do you call it? At the end of some like DVDs and videos and films, your film would finish and it was like a normal film, like an easygoing film or whatever. It wasn't anything like bad or wrote. And then it would cut to and then the film would finish or whatever, the credits or whatever, you'd be like half asleep. And then it cuts to this shit. 1 second. And I'll play the other one in a second if I can find it. This one. Yeah, what the fuck is this shit about? 1 second. Here we go. Yeah, this shit. So you imagine you're a kid or whatever, and you're like, you've just watched, I don't know, fucking Mary Poppins or some shit, or whatever it is. And all of a sudden you get this. Like, here we go.
The pirates are out to get you. Don't let them brand you with their mark. Piracy funds organised crime and will destroy our film and video industry. Piracy costs jobs and will destroy our music and publishing industry. Piracy funds terrorism and will destroy our development and your future enjoyment. Don't touch the hot stuff. Cool is copyright. Copyright is a matter of fact.
If you have any knowledge of the manufacture or sale of counterfeit film and video product or related software, please call our UK hotline on 020 8568 6646 or in the Republic of Ireland 01 882 8565. Your support can end the distribution of poor quality product.
Don't let the pirates burn a hole in your pocket.
What the hell is going on? Like, yeah, what? Like, fucking hell, Jesus, like, you're a criminal. You just fucking watched the film, like, Right, Matt, this would be at the end of, like, some films and DVDs and things. And this would be at the end of, like, you know, family films, kids films. They did not give a shit, mate. Like, these anti-piracy people, they went after everyone, mate. You're a fucking criminal. Like, you know, basically, you wanted to, like, hand yourself in. Like, you wanted to, like, turn yourself in, you know? Like, it's like, what the hell is going on? Like, you imagine being a kid, and you just finished watching, I don't know, whatever film, fucking Bugs Bunny or whatever, and then that shit happens. Do you remember that TV show? Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that show. That was quite... There was some of the adverts on there were crazy. What's this one? The one I always love... the one I love is the one that... Oh, yeah. But obviously other countries are a bit more lax with stuff, aren't they? Like they're... some European countries and stuff are like they're sort of what they class as like nudity and stuff like that is very, very different to where is? Oh yeah, this one as well. This is fucked. Here we go. You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a handbag. You wouldn't steal a mobile phone. Not that one anyway, that's a shit phone. You wouldn't steal a movie. Bear in mind, okay, that was a video, but that was a video rental shop. When have you ever known a video rental shop to have the videos actually inside the cases? He's just, all he's done is stolen an empty case. So, the joke... Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this is... But, do you see what they're doing? Like, the absolute fear-mongering. Like, you wouldn't do this, you wouldn't do that, you wouldn't do this. Well, don't... But then watch this. This is what takes the biscuit. It's a crime. Go to jail. Was that the... Oh, that's... Okay. So that's the DVD one. Is this the one with the... Oh, that's just the same advert again. Okay. Right, because there was one they did where... It was about... Because they changed the end of it. They did a new version. And they changed the end of it. And it was for downloads instead. And it was like this last that had like 10 million megabyte download, basically. Because the film was like downloading so quick. All I kept thinking was, when I saw that advert, like... How do I get, you know, internet that fast? Like, if it was, especially when those adverts were made, I remember, like, it taking, like, nearly a whole day to, like, download a movie off of like BitTorrent and stuff. So I don't know what thing she had. Not that be too heavy. Oh, it's just crazy. I do remember a comedy show actually taking the piss out of that advert as well. Though they went for the, but it's like it goes for the most extreme like thing. Where's the little girl one? 'Cause I was like, that was terrifying. Like you just see this little girl's fucking face, like. But what I love about these adverts as well is they're basically trying to like. They're tying in basically buying. Because essentially, I don't know if, but back in the day, right, it was either your uncle or like your dad or whatever knew someone at work that basically like did the, that would do like the copying or whatever. You know, you get like a load of like videos or whatever for like, you know, a couple of quid. Like I remember back in the day, it'd be like, you know, it was like PlayStation games and stuff like that, you know, obviously shh or hush hush or whatever. But, yeah, they're basically like tying it all into like, you know, organized crime. And I'm like, what? Like, it's crazy. Like, you know, turn your, if you know anyone that's selling like thingy, turn them in. Like, you know, so, where is, how about I try and find that thingy one? Scary anti-piracy VHS. No. Here we go. Here you go. This is it. You ready? Here we go. This is great.
I'm off. Oh, I've got that video Rebecca wanted. Only cost a £5 from that bloke down the market.
Great.
Only cost a £5 from that bloke down the market. Here we go. Oh.
It's not even out yet. She'll love it.
I know. See you later.
See you.
Take care.
Bye now.
I was right. I remember this so vividly. Fucking shit. Boom. Fucking. I love it. Let's watch this kid's face now. Oh my god. It's just like, how heavy-handed is this? Boom. Okay, here we go. Oh. Fucking Jesus.
You okay, honey?
What is that about? And she's now looking at her mum like her mum's some fucking like, you know, Colombian buddy drug lord buddy. I just there's talk about heavy-handed. Like they must have. Even the people behind this advert, like, were like, let's just take the piss and make it really over the top. Or they really believe this, you know what I mean? Like, literally, like, buying a cheap knockoff video or DVD or whatever. It's just crazy. Here we go again. One last. I just love the booms. Boom! Fuck off! There we go. That's crazy. I just remember that so vividly. Boom! Just the way they're just like, oh my god, my parents are criminals. They're gonna be arrested. I'm gonna be put into the British foster care system. There you go. I think that's absolutely insane. So over the top. So over the top. Boom. Anyway, let's go back on to excuse me, God. Oh, there we go. That was fun. I like doing that. That was quite fun actually. But yeah, they were just so what do you call that? They were so heavy-handed with it all. But it's like, meanwhile, you know, every single, but then, you know, obviously, I remember obviously South Park doing the Mickey take with obviously the, you know, downloading music and stuff at that one point, and they obviously they sort of made a point of saying that yeah, even though people are downloading music or doing this or doing that, the pop stars and all that stuff has still got like more money than we'll ever have in our lifetime. It's like not a big deal, not a big deal. It's like because of you, people like you, they can't have a jumbo jet with a remote control for their 60-inch 4K TV or whatever it was. Now they have to have the one without the remote or something like that. But yeah, that was funny. That was really, really funny. So yeah, they were proper. It was just crazy. And the fact they more or less wanted you to what do you call it? Grass people in. Is what they kind of wanted you to do, more or less. They wanted you to basically grass in family members or whatever, turn them in, like send them to the clink, like crazy. If you know anyone that's being, turn them in, send them up the river, like fucking hell. That was crazy, absolutely crazy. But just yeah, crazy. Well, let that one dry from that too. Let's just go on this one for a second. I'll try and get some do it on this one. Oh, we'll put some music back. Oh no, oh no, I've just gone back on myself. That's okay. I thought, oh no, my stream's showing the countdown for some reason. I shouldn't be having the countdown. There we go. Let's turn that back down again. That was quite fun though. I love to do more in depth. So I remember watching stuff like that when I was I don't know, obviously like I think obviously Green Eye, you might be able to remember a lot of these as well, but like the really sort of scary adverts they would show for like safety. So things like don't play near pylons, don't go, like they used to show them at school all the time. I remember them showing this firework advert about don't throw fireworks. It shows you like this advert was like this kid just like throws a firework at some other kid or whatever. Like the firework just goes bang. And it's like don't throw fireworks. Yeah, railway danger, stranger danger. Yeah, you remember. I would love to do a thing of them actually. That'd be quite fun to do. That'd be quite fun to do. Because they were scary. And these were, I mean, obviously that's what they were designed to do, was obviously to scare children from, sorry, I would rephrase, it was to deter children from obviously like, doing these things in the first place, but still. If anything, I found those adverts more scary than, watching, Nightmare on Elm Street or whatever as a kid. Like, men in trench coats. There was some really scary shit. Like, absolute fucking putting the fear of God into people, into children. Even like recently, do you remember the, I don't know if you remember the, it was a driving one for seatbelts. That was only like maybe 10 years ago, the advert or so. Maybe even thinking than that, and it was it like Sally didn't know, unlike some people, it was like Sally knew her killer or something like that. And she's driving a car and she's looking in the rearview mirror, and she keeps seeing this car behind her. It looks like the car behind her is the one that's gonna cause the accident or whatever. But because she's keeps looking in the rearview mirror and not paying attention to the road, she has to brake suddenly, and it's the son sat behind her, because he's not wearing his seatbelt. Sorry, he goes right into the driver's seat, and it obviously like pushes the mum into the fucking steering wheel and like crushes her skull or whatever. And the sister's next to her going, oh my god, ah! And it's just like, oh my god. Like, Jesus. I think some of these adverts were just like so heavy-handed. It's OTT, there's no need. Because sometimes it just gets to the point where it's just preposterous, you know what I mean? Might have got the fucking model in the fucking shot of her. We have the model in the shot. But yeah, so yeah, that's just what's it called? Men in trench coats. What's the I bet I'm pretty sure they were on YouTube. I remember finding one or two of them on YouTube. So I always remember the one of the kid with the I think it's the kid and his sister. And is it his sister's balloon or whatever it is, or something stupid like that gets in there. And he's like, I'll get it for you. And she's like, no, come back or whatever. And he goes, and he just gets blown up. Ugh, it's like, Jesus. Yeah, that'd be quite fun to do. That'd be quite fun to do. So there were some really dark adverts on normal TV as well, like really dark adverts. Don't get me wrong, I get it. I mean, they're there to get a point across, but still, though, it's like, fucking hell. What was the, there was other, I don't know, it was like, it was in balloons. Something about us and balloons, I think. I remember, like, there's that advert where it's like, they're all coming back from a night out or something, and then the girlfriend or whatever, like, her, like, birthday balloon or party balloon, whatever it was from the night, floats off into some scaffolding. And so, like, it cuts to, like, the boyfriend or whatever, or the simp or whatever. He's like, I'll get it for you. And he's like being like a superhero. He's doing all these like flips and stuff to get it. Like jumping on the scaffolding, getting these, you know, doing all these like flips and stuff. And then it cuts to him like just basically like slipping and falling to the ground. And then they're screaming their heads off and he's just laid there and his eyes are blinking and that's it. And it's like, you know, drink responsibly or some shit. So cheers for that. Don't worry, I've never had the inclination to, you know, go fucking scaffold fucking climbing, you know what I mean? This is crazy. They do tend to take the most, well, exactly. It's not just that though. It's what do you call it? They just seem to take the most absurd scenarios. You know what I mean? The most exaggerated like scenarios. To try and like, you know, obviously like I say, like put the fear into people, but it's like, but people don't do that in real life. Or yeah, most people once it's like a fucking something stupid like that, they go, oh, no, the balloon's gone, that's it now, it's just gone. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it. Like you won't remember it the next day because you'll be fucking too busy fucking, you know, nursing your bloody hangover anyway or whatever. But it's just yeah, these PSA adverts. I always remember. I just always remember at school, especially around bonfire night. Even bonfire night, and some other ones as well. Every now and again, they'd always show you just things like that, just to remind you at bonfire. You know, don't throw fireworks. Don't do this. Don't do that. What else? Obviously, like house fires, chip fan. Obviously, back in the day, especially, obviously, people had like chip pans on the gas stove or whatever. Obviously, in these days now, you get like actual proper fryers and stuff like that. You can just like plug and unplug now. But yeah, there always is like really fucking. But you're absolutely right there, Green Eye. Absolutely right. Everyone is fucking. Half the time, people can't fucking stand half the time. People pissed out their brains or whatever. It's just like, oh, home. Takeaway, home, food, whatever, blah, 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 pass out, wake up. But it's like in general, just the PSAs in general, just crazy, like, how, but yeah, they'll be fun to watch. I just can't believe that advert, that one for the anti-piracy and the kid. Boom, like, boom, terrorism, boom, drug dealers, boom, thingy. It's like, imagine like PSAs and videos basically telling children to fucking rat on their parents. I'd be like, you ungrateful bugger, I got you that. Ah, fucking hell. Thing is now, especially with like a lot of adverts and stuff these days now, or just something general, it's always like this is bad for you, this is bad for you, that's bad for you, this is bad for you. It's like, what are we turning into a nanny state now? Do you know what I mean? Well, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like the idea of us being a nanny state, you know. I think people should be able to enjoy what they enjoy. At the end of the day, as well, it's a bit of a farce, a bit of a fraud, because obviously if the government actually banned drinking and smoking, they'd be fucked. Because, and even to some extent gambling as well, because obviously you pay tax on your yeah, because that's where they get the tax money. What goes up every time? Fags, booze, petrol. You know what I mean? They're the key things that go up every time. Because they know that people who are, you know, big smokers, big drinkers, or whatever, they know that they're dependent on it. They're dependent on it. They're now dependent on smoking or whatever, so they will pay. They will pay the higher price for that product now. So in a way, without being thinking about it, the government have become, in a way, dealers. In a way, the government have become legal dealers. Can you think about what drug dealers do? You know, they get you hooked on the product. Here's a little, you know, here's a little sample, here's a little taste or whatever. Oh, now the price has gone up. Now the price has gone up. Now the price has gone up. What's that? You want more? Okay, well, you need to pay me this now for it because you're an addict or whatever. You know, you need that fix. You're gonna pay the price. I know. Obviously, I'm talking. You know, I'm using a very, very extreme example, but it's the same principle. It's still the same thing. You know, you have basically people now that, you know, are hooked on smoking or whatever. And even though some people will be like, well, this is getting way too expensive now, but they'll still find a way, do you know what I mean? They'll just move on to either a cheaper alternative or whatever, but they'll still smoke. But then you have stubborn people who are like, no, these are the ones I buy, have the, you know, and they'll just pay the extra money for them. You know, same with alcohol. Alcohol keeps going up and up and up. So people want a, you know, a 4-pack or whatever, 4-pack, a 6-pack or whatever. They'll pay for it. You know, they need that, what do you call it? After a hard day at work or whatever. They're used to coming home and, you know, having a couple of beers and just feet up, watching the football or watching this or watching that or whatever. You know, doing whatever it is they're entitled to do because they've had a long day at bloody work. You know, whether it's a man or a bloody woman, doesn't matter either way, you know. Yeah, just a thing. But the government know that now. You know, they know that for, that's why they keep it every time. They know that. They'll never, the government is just so full of shit. They'll never, they kind of have to, on the pretense, you know, in the public, they have to kind of like, they have to make out that they're, you know, all in favour of better health and less drinking, less smoking and healthier eating and stuff like that. Yet the prices of, you know, healthier food is through the roof, but the price of like processed, you know, whatever is cheaper. So you make that make sense. And even doing like things like, oh, you know, one child gets like a free apple or something or whatever it is they try to do with supermarkets or whatever to promote healthy eating and your 5 a day. Like if you bring, you know, you have a child, you know, your child is entitled to, you know, a pack of strawberries or grapes or whatever. Well, that's okay, but what about the rest of the fucking... So yeah, the government's full of shit. Always have been, always will be. And I think that it doesn't matter which government it is either. Just enjoy the things you enjoy, and that's it. Simple as that. At the end of the day, those bastards fucking smoke, fucking drink, eat fucking shit. But yeah, PSAs. Public service announcement, or whatever it is. I don't think we call them PSAs over here, though. I think that's an American thing, isn't it? What was that fucking really crazy? I remember this, a really, really crazy advert. Oh, God. I remember it was an advert that was basically to do with, being careful about receiving strange packages or being given things by people when you're on holiday. Obviously, it was like I'm sure the guy had something, and he's at customs and they're like going for his thing or whatever, and it cuts to this like what was it, a stuffed toy or something, a teddy bear or something like that, and he's like there's no audio, the guy's not talking, there's no actual, it's just all visual, but then it cuts to his memory of being like on a dance floor or something, and this like woman, this lass gives him like the teddy bear and then gives him a kiss or whatever, and then it cuts to the customs guy, and he basically rips the teddy bear open, and all these bags of like cocaine and drugs galore come spilling out, and the guy's trying to obviously like explain, and it's like, don't accept packages. Oh, bless you. Oh, mate, bless you, Matt there, mate. The dog shit you up, did it? Yeah, as I say, what if I could find that? That'd be a fun. That's a bloody heavy-handed advert. 1 second. UK customs advert. No. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. I think I might call it a night myself, to be fair, because I'm yawning. I will do these PSAs another time, though. It'd be quite cool. I think I've pretty much... I was going to go for a couple of hours anyway, so... 9, 10, 11 is a good what you call it. So we'll call it there, guys. Thank you for popping in and saying hello, everyone. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Green Eye. Thank you. Who do we actually have in the... thank you, Silent Jess Plays. Who else popped in? Lord Christo, thank you for popping in, mate. I hope you get your Barons of War guys done. And Mad Eye, of course, thank you for popping in. So let's call it a night there, guys. We'll stop the music. And we'll cut to the thingy screen. Closing screen. And we'll play the outro. And I will see you guys next time. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Time to pack it all away. It's the end of another day, the end of another stream, where heroes dare to dream. Raise your brushes to the sky, close the paint pot, say goodbye. But don't you worry, don't you fear, our minis wait for when we're here. Armor shot.